I'm Calvin Austin III, wide receiver for the University of Memphis.
It's Anthony Sane for Sports 66 Mornings.
This is Rodney Williams, tight end for the Denver Broncos.
This is Tommy Hayes.
This is EJ Manuel, and you're listening to No Cap Sports.
With No Cap Sports.
And the No Cap Sports.
No Cap Sports, three of the hardest grinding brothers in the business.
Welcome back to another episode, No Cap Sports, man. We're coming to y'all live. It's been a minute since we did a real deal episode, but we back, man. I'm Nick, got Josh here, got TJ here, got the whole light-skinned crew here, got Vans holding it down in Austin after that Georgia beat down on Saturday. So let's go on and get into it, man. It's the best time of the year. WNBA Finals last night. We ain't gonna talk about it. But them white women sold. And World Series starting up, Dodgers, Yankees, halfway through the football season. And guys, the NBA is back. I don't know about y'all, but this is my favorite time of the year. Any day of the night, turn that TV on, find a good game to watch. So, with that being said, this NBA offseason, it's been a significant amount of movement. I'm not going to say it's been crazy like some of the KD summer and some past summers like that, but this summer, we saw some new super teams get formed, 76ers, the Nova Knicks, Dallas adding Klay, some new coaches and new places. I think this is shaping up to be a very exciting and a very even NBA season in a sense of parity. So with that being said, just what are some of the new look teams y'all are most excited to see in this upcoming year?
The team I would most likely want to see coming up this season is Philly, because if they are healthy, and that's an emphasis on if they are all healthy, they have a chance to dethrone.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. PG already got hurt, and it's just the preseason. I don't think that's a good look.
Listen. They just got to be healthy during the playoffs. That's it.
You got 82 games to get through, brother. You talking about just the playoffs, right?
Yeah, if I was Paul Skeens, I'd be banging living.
But if you miss them now, you'll be there later.
That's I hate how NBA. Damn, that's hard. Man, that's how they really think too with Lowe's. If you miss them now, you'll be there later.
Word
Kawhi has proven that it's not true.
Yeah.
I will miss them now and then. Also, get the black man getting paid out here to not work. I think I can salute that. So I guess
salute to Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball, all the light skinned brothers that don't really play. He get a chance after chance.
Hey,
chill, bro. Lonzo back. LaMelo wearing ankle braces, bro.
Yeah,
the Ball brothers might be back, bro. I heard Jello been getting his shots up.
Ben Simmons ain't never went nowhere. Learn your ball. Ben Simmons been here.
Jello getting shots on the podcast, taking some shots at Dawn or something.
Shots of that ass from Nikki. What's her name? Miss Nikki.
What? Thank God we are recording.
The little BBL demon he got.
Wow, I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
He talking about okay, shit, okay, go ahead, but nah.
You can see who do they research.
Y'all don't be in the lab.
Nah, I don't be in the shade.
Demons. Zion got a new teammate in the room to work out too. Jonte Murray. It might work out. Listen, if he's healthy too, with DeJounte, that's a nice little squad over there in New Orleans.
Just keep them out of Dallas.
I'm just gonna say this. Remember when we said DeJounte and Trey was gonna be a nice squad?
Man,
I don't know.
I'm trying to think DeJounte Murray is somebody that looks good on paper.
Hey,
he's a shot chucker. He's a shot chucker.
That All-Star season he had in San Antonio, what they won, like 40 games, got bounced first round in the play-in.
But see, he's not the same
by the Pelicans,
guy.
I'm pretty sure.
He's taking pull-up threes now. That wasn't him. Like when
44 points on 44 shots. Yuck.
That was the nastiest game I've ever seen as a Celtic fan, bro.
Game winner. Get the fuck out of here. I hit a game winner too if I took every shot. One of them bitches gotta go in.
It'll be a cop-out. I mean, Vance threw out some good outlier ones. Minnesota. Obviously the fit is definitely interesting.
Ooh.
Sir, we got four. Here's my thing. The fit does not, though, in the same way that I'm not confident about the Knicks fit, because theoretically on paper, yes, you add spacing around Brunson, but it's been well discussed. The toughness, the culture, the ethos of who Cat is does not mesh at all with New York. And I think the opposite applies to Julius Randle in the Timberwolves. Of course, he takes away spacing that Cat added, but if you're talking about just physicalness, I think compatibility in terms of, wanting to win, a guy that's, he's not gonna play below his effort, like, the terms of the stuff getting booed in the guard, like Julius Randle is gonna play up to. It's gonna be a 20-10 guy, gonna be a productive guy. It's not gonna be just on paper. And I think that Ant, showed what he did last year. He's a guy that is one of those top 5, top 10 guys in terms of like he's a one that raises other people level. We never saw Cat and Gobert play the way they did, before last year. So I think that with the talent that Julius Randle does have, and I like the compatibility, like just get Gobert out of there the next, and you'll have guys that'll be on the same wavelength as Ant. And I think that when you look how talented the West is, everybody got talent. How quickly can you be compatible? How quickly can your top guys force some chemistry? I think that I can see that, happening, pretty quickly in Minnesota, even if it doesn't look, traditionally what, a championship starting 5 you would think looked like in 2024.
That's crazy. So you think they got worse?
No, I think they might have got better. And like I said, that's a nasty front court for sure. But, like I said, Julius Randle, he's not a shooter, but I don't think he's a non-spacer if you play him at the 4. Like, he's a guy that shot over 35%, in New York. Like I said, there's no basketball reason for why I'm saying this. I just think that Ant took a step. Julius Randle's a guy that we've seen be an all-NBA guy. I just think that, that those two similar mindsets, they'll produce and win in basketball.
But talking about the West, kind of keep talking about the West, a team I'm interested in seeing this year, and a team who I feel like has always had the talent to be one of the top teams in the West, but I think this might be the year they finally put it together. I think it might be Phoenix, bro. You look at what they did this offseason by bringing in Budenholzer, a guy who recently won a chip in 2021 with the Bucks, and kind of turned their offense into, I'm not going to say turn their offense up, but turn Giannis into a guy who was able to get 50 just about every night. And he hasn't slowed down since, so I'm not going to say that's all Budenholzer, but Budenholzer was able to unlock him in a way that we haven't seen before then. And I think now that you take him and you put him in Phoenix with KD, with Devin Booker, and you also throw in, Bradley Beal, who obviously had a down year last year. But the biggest thing to me with this Phoenix team is you add Tyus Jones, who's always been one of my favorite players in the league, tops in the league, assist to turnover ratio. And I think that's what this Phoenix team was missing. If they all can stay healthy, I think that Phoenix team is a team that could be a very interesting team to watch this year, especially considering the letdown they had last year. Coming into this year, I think they know that all of the chips are pushed towards to the table, and I think they have a roster to really compete.
You think Bo is gonna be a contributor? Like for real?
Hey, I'm a Bo fan, man. What my guy Shaq said, y'all impressed by Wemby. Bo been doing this shit, man.
Yeah. They said Ryan Dunn been hooping too.
Hey, facts, bro.
Yes.
He hit more threes in his 2 preseason games than he did in 2 years of college, bro.
Okay.
I see the clips. That's kind of crazy though. Let me ask you this, Nick. Here's why I was hesitant to say them, because I do think, everybody screaming up and down that they needed a pure point last year, and they got one of the purest. If you talk about the guys they had, I feel like even their style of play, how much of it was they were missing a point guard versus how much of it was we got all these guys on the wing that need the ball. It's too many mouths to feed. I think I can see a little bit of both.
I mean, I think that's where the point guard comes in, because instead of getting into the isolation, 2-man game, heavy action, now you can set the floor and you can let D-Book play off ball. You can let all 3 guys play off ball at the same time. And that just creates so much more gravity within the offense, as opposed to one guy holding the ball, all eyes on him, and he's looking to get a bucket, as opposed to looking to find the open man, if that makes sense. And I'm not going to say those guys played bad in those minutes as ball handlers, but I think having a true point makes that much easier, especially coming down the stretch in those big time moments when you need a guy who's going to protect the ball, going to get the ball to the right places, and going to find the open guy. Because especially if you look at them last season, their biggest problem was closing games. And I think that's where a true point guard helps the most. On the offensive end, at least.
No, I'm about to say, like I said, what happened to them last year? They got swept. Anthony Edwards took over the series. We're talking about playoff basketball, their aspirations. I don't think Ty Jones does anything for that particular aspect. And also, you talk about Minnesota's depth. I don't think they got any deeper. I don't think they added any. I mean, Ryan Dunn looks like a real piece. We had to see about that. But still, I'm looking at the roster right now. Seven guys you trust to throw out there in the NBA game is like, with the age of the guys we're talking about. Like, again, they did address one major criticism of the team, one major flaw with the point guard. But I think Bill will be a lot better because even with him going back, in DC with John Wall, he's a guy.
Think so?
I mean,
I'm not sold on Bill. I just think he can still have great games here and there, but like being consistent every game, that's not happening for Bill anymore.
I think the offense, like Nick, like the offensive continuity will help him the most. Book and KD are guys. They're like elite bucket getters. They could get buckets, wherever, whenever. Brad Bill was never really like that. If DC kind of
he averaged 30.
But because there was nobody else, and again, what if he went there? So it's he was more pushed into that role than I would say that's how he operates. But not like I said, I'm dominant. But I just think I feel you, Nick. I feel you, and I don't. It's like, yeah, like I said, Tyus Jones fixes their offensive flow, but I don't think a team with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker truly ever was going to hurt for buckets. And I just think that, like, what happened to them in the playoffs, Tyus Jones does nothing to fix.
That's fair. And kind of like staying in this Western Conference, we've thrown out some teams talking about Minnesota, talking about New Orleans, talking about Dallas, and some of these other teams in the West. But one team that's I feel like has kind of gotten forgotten in this offseason is the Nuggets. You got a guy in Jokic who's won 3 MVPs in the last 4 years. So I want to ask y'all, is the Nuggets window closed? You look at that team, you look at that championship team, they lost 2 big contributors from that team in back-to-back off seasons, looking at KCP and looking at Bruce Brown 2 years ago. And I wouldn't say they've done a good job of replacing those guys or developing young guys to take over those spots. So is that window closed?
I think they have a big hole offensively. Christian Brown is not proven to be a willing scorer. I don't think you can have a championship window if you really are looking at 2 guys, Michael Porter Jr., whatever they wanted him to be. I wouldn't say that ship has sailed, but like he's not giving you 20 every night, which is what you need from a 3. Now, we're not talking about like big 3. We don't need 3 superstars, but if I'm going to draft a guy and I'm going to grow him in the franchise, by this time, I need 18 to 20. He'll get you 25, and then next night he'll get you 5. I think they have 1.5 offensive holes. I don't know if Russ is going to fix that. You're going to get all-time playoff performance, all-time big moments from Jokic and Murray. But I think without KCP, who was a willing scorer and an elite defender, I think they have, as far as I'm concerned, 2 offensive holes. And if they can get one of them young cats, Watson, Strother, maybe Gillespie comes up from 2-way, and I don't know. I think they have too many offensive.
They still got MPJ. I will say.
Yeah, but he's not like he's a bucket, but like you can't count on him. Like Murray.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
His fans.
You know what Murray is. You know what Murray is coming to do. You know what Jokic is going to do. KCP wasn't looking to score, but he's going to take 4 shots, 5 threes. He's going to get 2-3 of them, and they were always big buckets. I think they're not. I wouldn't say they're hurting offensively, but like just what I'm looking at on paper, I can't say like, yeah, this is a championship team. I know it's a championship culture, but I just can't look at the roster and say, yeah, man, you got to watch out for them guys just because we already know what they represent. But just if this was a vacuum and they had never won a championship, would you look at this roster and say, oh, yeah, that's a championship roster? Probably not. But because we know what they are.
I mean, the championship team that won, I didn't even think that, honestly. Like,
right. So, okay, so then even more so, if you look at their roster, like let's throw the championship aside. I know that's not how it works, but let's say they never won. Are you looking at 1 All-Star and 1 should be All-Star? You're like, yeah, they could probably go all the way. You're like, oh, this is a solid team. They probably have the best player in the league, but after that, a top 10 point guard. But then after that, you're kind of like,
I mean, you say that, but it's like they've been top C or top 2 in the West how many years in a row now? So it's like even if you are putting the championship aside, like we wouldn't ignore any team that would be top 2 in this tough ass conference for this long. So
yeah. But to kind of push back against that, yes, they have been top 2 in the West, but at the same time, I would say the West hasn't been as competitive as it has been in the past. Especially you look at last year, Minnesota, Denver dominated the West in the regular season. Dallas kind of came out of nowhere after some midseason acquisitions to get to the finals. And then you just look around the West, everywhere else. The West is always hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Phoenix is always hurt. The Clippers are always hurt. The Grizzlies are always hurt. And then you've also got some just putrid franchises
Yeah.
in the West as well. Looking at San
Mhm.
Antonio, who struggled over the past few years. Looking at Utah, Houston, some teams who have struggled over the past 2 years. Portland. So I think, yes, they have consistently been in that top conversation in the West, but recently, especially, I don't think playoff success is necessarily tied to how you play in the regular season or where you finish in the regular season.
And I think some teams just see that they're playing the Nuggets. They're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? Like, I think because they just won the title, it was a little bit of that. Like, I don't know if you're like uniform scout or you're like, oh, well, they play great basketball and they got Jokic, they got Murray.
Yeah.
What do we do? Like, I know that wasn't just what they were doing. Like, they were making plays, like they're putting up a lot of points. But I think some of these teams, these lower teams that on a Tuesday night, they got to fly out to Denver and it's high. It might be cold outside. They might not feel like hooping. Like they coasted from, like Nick said, from the time that the season started. They were never not in like the top 3 or 4. Like I think he's more speaking of degree of difficulty, which is kind of speaks to the point where like a lot of teams see them and they're just like, but damn, these are the champs. What do we do? And then I think that might go away this year because we'll have a healthy Memphis team. Dallas got a little bit reloaded. The Suns got a new coach. So I think a lot of plus a team that hadn't sniffed the second round of playoffs knocked them off in their own building. So once Minnesota took a little bit of that shine off, now we're not gonna be like, damn, this is Denver. What are we gonna do? It's like, okay, well, they only really got 2 players they can count on. Well, if you're Memphis, you got 5. If you're Minnesota, you got 3 or 4. Like there are other. If you're the Suns, you got 3 or 4. There are other teams that have more on paper firepower, and they need to play like it.
I completely agree because no team fears any team. Every team that walks on the court thinks they can bust the other team's ass.
Right.
You got a little that, especially in the West.
Right. But I want to swing it back to you, Vance. TJ brought up an interesting point earlier, talking about their addition of Russell Westbrook. I know you're a diehard Laker fan as well as a Grizzly fan, and you probably even a fucking Spurs or Mavs fan too.
All right, bro. Let's relax.
You are Harlem Globetrotter with the allegiances, brother.
But
come on, bro. I had good reason for liking my team, bro.
But I say that to say the Nuggets' biggest offseason move in really the past 2-3 years has been this offseason adding Russell Westbrook. So how do you feel Russell Westbrook will what do you think Russell Westbrook adds to this Nuggets team, and what do you think it does for their outlook this season?
Yeah, no, he definitely fills the void that I think that they're losing with KCP in terms of their defensive tenacity, bro. Because like his energy is gonna help pick them up. I like the way Westbrook plays defense, and I think he's gonna be Jokic can pass the ball, and when he's cutting, he's gonna find Westbrook every single time. So I think that is a great thing. KCP, they really bring the same things to the game. It's just at different levels. So I like the void that he feels. I think he's gonna help out the Nuggets for sure.
I think it's gonna be Mike Malone. I mean, I think he's a good coach. I mean, he's won champions. Like kind of what TJ said. Like championships mean quality coach, quality performers, or just like what happens. Like I think I think I put it out like that. He's gonna have to be very intentional about how he uses Westbrook, and then I guess it's on us. Like they're gonna just really have to manage expectations. I think can Russell Westbrook be a 6 man of the year supercharged second unit type of guy? Absolutely. I think that's his best role. Asking anything of him outside of that to do consistently, horrible. I'm talking about replacing KCP. I do not want Russell Westbrook running on any of my wing, shooting any 3-pointers in any games that I can.
I mean,
if he's putting up over 3 threes a game, the Nuggets are in
trouble. I don't think it'll be over 3. I think he's gonna be cutting his ass off, and Jokic is gonna find him, bro.
I mean, I'm just like you saying he can feel what KCP did. I think defensively, maybe.
But offensively, not offensively. KCP is a really quality scorer.
I'm about to say
KCP is
the opposite of Russ. I shoot efficiently and I shoot from three. And Russ is like,
and you know when to stop.
It's different style scoring, but still, I think their styles clash, bro. And he didn't work out with the Lakers. It is what it is, bro. And so I'm a rock with him with the Nuggets, but I believe him.
What I will say though, I think adding Westbrook gives them some more lineup flexibility because you think of those non-Jokic minutes. I think Russell Westbrook helps you sustain that just a little bit. You think about staggering the minutes of Jamal Murray and Jokic. Obviously, they're both going to start the game and finish the game. But those minutes in between, I think if you pair a Jokic and Russell Westbrook lineup, you just look at the famous hook shot that Jokic hits at least 3-4 times every game, the little floater. I think that two-man game with Russell Westbrook can be very dangerous. You just think about the pressure he puts on the rim, and then additionally having a guy like Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot, having a guy like Peyton Watson in the dunker spot. I think that's the value that Russ West brings as a driver and a dump-off passer to the man in the dunk spot, as well as being able to create some off-ball opportunities for Jamal Murray to be a shooter and to get some easier looks. Talking about getting switches off-ball screens, getting open looks early in the game to get him a flow. Because honestly, watching the playoffs last season in their loss to Minnesota, I thought that was one of their biggest issues was Jamal Murray just had too much on his plate in those non-Jokic minutes. It was just Jamal Murray go get a bucket, and he struggled doing that. Not saying he can't, but he struggled with it, especially in the playoffs when teams know like, hey, this is where Jamal Murray is going to try to get his. You know what I'm saying?
and when you're playing a team that has real perimeter defenders, i.e., not the Lakers, it gets a little scary out there.
No, facts.
And I think if they keep like getting rid of like quality scorers, I don't understand how that won't come back, or I don't think that won't come back to continue because like we just saw they got rid of Bruce Brown. Like, what do they do next year? They lose in the semis. They got rid of another starting scorer. Like, I think I said this in a group chat. That team is constructed perfectly. Like, they might not have the most star power, but it's literally like they organized it perfectly. And I think they're just the last two seasons, whether they're being too cheap, I think they're just picking at a good thing. I think that they had it perfectly, and I feel like they're just like, all right, well, this is championship culture. We don't necessarily need you. We can just get another one of you and put you in there. I think they're getting a little bit too overzealous. They don't have that much talent to be saying, okay, Bruce Brown, you can go. KCP, you can go because they've contributed so much. Bruce Brown helped you win a championship. KCP helped you get.
Do you think they have a chance at all to win the finals? You sound like a hell no.
Well, no,
I'm
just
saying
saying.
no for me.
Well, you can't. You're not. I'm not gonna let y'all say that. Damn, Bucky Irvin. I'm not gonna let y'all say that.
I don't want to say hell no
because we worked so hard. Like, what did you say, Nick, to start this podcast? 3 out of the last 4 MVPs. I'm gonna just be real. If he was black, that would be crazy, But we worked so hard to, we didn't want to believe. We didn't want to believe this doughy ass Serbian dude that really don't care about basketball like this is dominating the league. It took us so long to get to the point where I feel like he's probably getting his proper respect. At least, like, this is not a guy that is relying on athleticism, and he's not working out of his prime. So we saw what Ant did, but that seemed like a star turn moment for Ant. And again, Minnesota was a quality, number one in the West most of the year. So I feel obviously this preseason we ain't seen the game yet, but again, until Jokic looks like a guy that's not the best guy in the league, you're not going to rule out. You would never rule out any other team's chance to win a chip.
Well, he's not, but it's not just him. That's not a knock on him. But like basketball has never just been one player unless it's Brown. Let's be honest. No team has a player in the entire league that can literally.
TJ, we just mentioned you. We just ran down how Denver's roster, not just this year, but for the past 3 seasons, hasn't been the most talented in the league, and we just.
But they only got one championship. They're not a dynasty. That's a one and done team.
I'm also put it like this. In my opinion, if your best player is a big, that's a problem in today's NBA. This
Especially
is a
with all these
guard-driven
guards.
league. Exactly. It's a guard-driven league. And I just think, yes, you can have a dominant big. Yes, that can lead to regular season success because who the fuck want to bang with a, 7 foot, 250 pounder on a Tuesday night?
Like Jokic success is built into the team. You can't tell me, they're going to do this because of Jokic. That's built into the other team. Like, you're not going to stop him. So you game plan for him, okay, whatever. He's going to get his. The rest of the team has not gotten theirs enough so that they can beat. No one was looking at Minnesota like a championship team, and they literally went straight to the conference finals. Jokic is going to get his. Like, I want to clarify, that's not a knock on him, but he is not. There's no player, like I said, in the league that is that good anymore that can LeBron was the only one I've ever seen in my life that has been that good to where the
Yeah.
rest of the roster. LeBron took the worst team in the league to the finals next year. Like there isn't a player.
Man.
Like, come on, bro. There's not a player left in this league that can take a team from worst to first.
I mean, up till last year in the playoffs, you always expected Murray to show up and give you about 30
right. He couldn't stay
game.
healthy all year. Like, what's to say that won't happen again? That has nothing to do with Jokic. Jokic is pretty much an Iron Man, but
he didn't even look good at the Olympics. So Murray,
that's
we
what
don't
I'm
even
saying.
know what's going on.
Like,
with
how do you open a championship window and you keep getting rid of one of your best players back to back offseason? Who else could survive that? We're not talking about the Warriors.
The finale to kind of wrap this up, at least for me, like I really generally agree with y'all saying.
Right.
The statement was, do you think the championship window is closed? Hell no. I don't think you can be that definitive in saying the window is closed when we saw this team recently win a championship when they probably had the 5th or 6th most talented roster in the league. So I just think that that guy's output is such an outlier. Until we can definitively say somebody else is the best in the league that's not him,
God.
you can't say hell no.
I just want to say it's shrinking. I'm not gonna say hell no, but they're closing it themselves. They're literally.
I would have picked them to win a chip this year, but again, do I look up 6 months from now? I'm like, damn, they're 1 win away. They're 3-2 in the East, the conference finals. I'm like, what's the story? Jokic 30, 10 and 9, just being the best player on the court. Like, it's just obvious, and obviously this year we want to dress it up and make it real, but like, honestly, a lot of this winning shit ain't sexy. It's like we said, a team knowing their system, like you said, maybe not the most talented, but getting the most out of all of their parts. And Denver, you look at it with Bruce Brown and KCP. I just feel like they have a system where they can consistently find parts that look the same and get the most out of them. And until Mike Malone and Jokic prove that that's not the case, you got to give them their due respect. That's all I got to say.
It was in a general direction, and obviously they had me on video saying it, and I'm not there anymore. I play competitive, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's all it was.
So to start the show, we kind of had a little discussion about, 76ers. Van said he's a fan of their new look roster. Obviously, we got the Nova Knicks in the East now. And also, Glenn Rivers has a full season in Milwaukee under his belt, a full offseason under his belt as well. So kind of looking at the way the East shook out last year, everybody knew Boston was going to the finals. It was just a question of if they could finish the deal this year or not. So coming into this year, I want to ask y'all, who is Boston's biggest threat to making it out of the East, especially with all of the movement and changes we've seen this offseason?
Now, let me be corny real quick because y'all smart, so y'all gonna say the right answers. The biggest threat to Boston coming out the East is Boston.
Yep, facts.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that there may be a gap in terms of them and then a talent level assembled on their roster in the rest of the league. They got one, so they literally are championship material. They know what it takes to get there. We've seen them be the most talented team in the league probably the last 3 seasons, honestly. Like, Tatum dunked on LeBron as a fucking rookie.
Hey,
so
facts.
I think that, like, the reason why they could not win this year is the same reason they could have not won the past 2 years when they also were the most talented team in the league. Tatum and Brown. I mean, they still got to, they say winning heals all wounds, but you still got those. It really just covers up problems still. Tatum and Brown, that dynamic is still not fully.
Oh, that's manufactured.
I
That is
agree.
manufactured. You know that. Come on, bro. They already spelled them rumors. That's manufactured.
So if that's the case, then we're going to start treating Jaylen Brown like the best player.
That's
Jaylen Brown isn't the best player.
I mean, he is.
That's completely
Bro,
unrelated.
speaking of
unrelated.
speaking of manufactured, Jaylen Brown being the best
I'm about to
best
say that-
player
that's
is
one of
very
them, bro.
media manufactured, bro.
Like,
If
no,
you
it's
sit down
not.
and watch,
Outlets go
if you,
for
bro,
No, it's
players
not.
go for that.
bro,
The
hey,
media
Vance,
manufactured
Vance,
MVP.
Vance,
the
listen,
most consistent player
bro,
in all
I
table,
swear-
bro.
Bro, listen to me. Listen to me,
Y'all
bro.
crazy.
Jason Tatum led the Celtics in points, assists, and rebounds
Come
for the
on,
entire
bro.
playoffs. But Jaylen Brown is the
had
best
2
player.
good finals games.
We
Thank
watched
you,
the
thank
game.
you,
I was
bro.
about to say, literally, we
what
was
Booger make
watching the
finals?
game.
We were watching the
You
game
heard
too.
Booger
Jason
make
Tatum had the most points, rebounds, and
It sound like
assists.
bikinis, bro. It don't show everything.
Okay, bro.
Listen, bro. Jaylen Brown is the best player. We watched the same games, did we not?
We did.
Was he not the most consistent player on the team?
No.
Okay, hold on. We getting rambling.
In the sense of filling up the points area of the box seat, yes, he was
In
the
the
best
sense
player.
And guarding the best player, yes.
Oh
Who
god.
was Mazzulla
At the
running
same
the play
time.
for?
Oh,
Who was
God.
That got
Mazzulla running the
nothing-
play for when the games were rarely close? When they didn't score. Talking about what did we think? What did Joe Mazzulla, the head coach, think? It ain't about what we think.
I mean, you have so every media outlet, every player vote Jason Tatum top 5 and everything, but we have two individuals who seem to know something that no one else in the entire league and every executive, every broadcast.
Did either one of us know
He was
Jaylen Brown
voted Finals MVP, was he not?
That's what I'm saying.
He was-
like
what?
That
So
shit
then
is.
Andre Iguodala win the Finals MVP.
Thank you, bro.
okay,
Yo.
Andre Iguodala got a
But what's the
right
difference?
mind?
We're using Finals
Anybody in their
MVP.
right mind-
Jaylen Brown averaged 25. Like, that's the difference. Like, what are you talking
He
about?
averages 25 a game. What's like? That's
He
his
did not
average
average
for the
no
year.
20. He might not even average 10 that series, bro.
Are
Like,
you fucking insane, man?
Oh,
Andre
10?
Iguodala?
Oh, I thought you was
But
talking
he
about
still
Tatum
won.
didn't average 10, bro.
Oh, okay. No.
14.
Tatum, he did okay. But he's not
Smooth
the
14 and a
best player.
half, probably.
Yeah,
14 and a half. Oh,
He was
What
getting
Tatum averaged
rebounds. He was
last year
doing the
in the
intangibles
finals?
while guarding the third best player on the floor. You know,
this man
kudos
has
to
the
him.
most points ever in the playoff.
He the
games
great.
that
He the great.
we're
He's the
talking
second
about.
greatest second option of all time.
Oh my
Second-
god,
Scottie Pippen.
Second
But
option.
This is I did not
Let's
mean to
talk
call
about
on this.
it.
this is
Correct.
crazy,
Like, I
bro.
just-
If Jaylen Brown never dribbled another basketball, we wouldn't even remember who he was in the next.
Okay, no.
Yes. He has
no.
zero accolades besides
Don't do that,
All Star.
Oh, God. All-Star and Finals MVP, bro.
He got a whole second team All NBA. What are y'all talking about?
Ooh,
All right, bro.
Hey, by the way, Jason Tatum has been first team three
Three
years in a row?
times.
3 years in a row? Not
That's
just three
cool.
times, 3
And he
years
was
in
on
a
the
row.
2K cover, bro. It's because he light skinned.
Like, why?
Oh, here we
What
go.
the fuck
Jaylen
that gotta
Brown
do
is
with-
Muslim. It's literally because he's Muslim. Like,
Here we go. Here
literally.
we go.
Hey, come
Nike
on.
hates him. He could have been in the Olympics, bro.
Oh my, bro, this is like you and
Yeah.
Josh are like ESPN repeaters, bro.
Yeah, like we haven't said
Bro,
anything about
this
actual
is what we
basketball
see.
yet.
This is what I see. This
Nothing.
is what I've been watching.
Hey, you know how they just said, I'm just gonna read y'all Jason Tatum's finals averages. Y'all tell me if this is top 5 player in the league or not. 22 points, 7.8 rebounds, 7.2
No.
assists, 1 steal.
Nick,
You're
you give me
fucking
stats.
insane.
22, 7, and 7
fucking
is cool. It's
insane.
cool, bro.
22,
All
7,
right,
and
okay,
7.
yeah.
You didn't
Fair
say
enough.
nothing about no efficiency. You didn't give me nothing. I'm gonna go look
What
it
did
up.
he shoot from the field? Was it over or under
Come on, bro.
45?
What?
38.8.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh wait,
It's
hold on.
cool,
So
though.
wait. So
Like,
we
Luka
using
cooked
shooter
them game
percentage,
one
but you
and
love
two, and,
Anthony
like, man
Edwards.
said they-
Anthony
Hey,
Edwards-
that's exactly what I was
Wait
gonna
a
say,
second. Where was
TJ.
that for Anthony Edwards? Where was that for Anthony?
I was finna say that.
40% from the field for the whole
But
season,
he was
not the
doing it as
playoff.
the best player, bro.
Oh,
Oh
what?
my god.
Bro,
the
you're
way the
moving the
goalposts are
goalpost.
moving right now is
You're
fucking
moving the
insane.
goalpost. Anthony Edwards
No
shot 6 for
goalpost.
26 in a closeout game, but he was the best player because you said so.
Listen,
But he
man.
shot
Hey,
12%.
We
you
saw
wanna-
the
bro.
game.
Hey, no, bro, you
We
want to know
saw
what
the
it is,
games.
bro?
We watched it.
It's because he wears white tees and fitteds, bro. He don't show
Come
love
on,
to his
bro.
kids,
And he
bro.
do this with the
That's
Gatorade.
why
He
they
do this-
fuck with him, bro.
We watched
Exactly, bro.
If I do this a
We
couple
watched
times,
the
y'all fuck with.
games.
Y'all, that's just me
Bro,
riding, bro.
So wait,
Sometimes
so you could dress up
no
6 for
carry
26.
sometimes.
Wait a second.
Ant
So
would
you could
probably
dress up
foul out
6.
here and there.
No way.
Ant
So
Man
you
was
could
there every game.
6 for 26. You can tell me that you can make that look good because you
bro.
watched the game. When Rudy Gobert hit a fadeaway to basically knock the air out the whole stadium, it was like,
Yeah.
damn, what just happened, bro? Anthony Edwards was back there
And
laying.
he does that once every 85 games, bro.
That won him the game.
Okay. that's
Anthony
cool.
Edwards out there laying brick and mortar.
Listen, we was talking about the East. I spoke my truth.
Man, I just had that was just a little quick little baba boom, and y'all just made it about a bean. That
Y'all
was
not-
greys.
Y'all not finna disrespect my superstar.
I'm
like
saying
that,
like
bro.
y'all just
glazing
repeating-
the Celtics. Me,
Oh,
you
the
niggas got
statement-
the Celtics.
the statement
It's the
was-
Celtics. Ugly ass nigga. Like, come on, bro. This
That's
is
what
what
I'm saying,
Josh
bro.
said. That is what Josh said.
First of all,
Come on,
the
bro.
statement was not to speak. I didn't speak on anybody's ability. That was the crazy part. All I said was the dynamic was not fully figured out. That's all I said.
Yeah.
That's
Bro,
what this would cause all this ruckus.
Bro, them niggas is
But
like
okay,
best
but then I
friends.
said that it was manufactured. But then Vance was like, "Oh yeah, he the second best player." That ain't manufactured. I was like, "Damn."
Point being, the original point was nobody can stop the only thing stopping Boston from repeating is them. You know, whether it's
Okay, I agree. Correct. I agree.
continuity, inconsistency, getting bored, injury. Always they had, outside of KP.
I
they had
think
really
that's
good
the
help.
big one. I think the big one
Yeah.
is KP. KP's health is the biggest thing.
Yeah, and like you said,
Talking
getting
about
bored.
Boston.
Yeah,
I
so I just
like
that was
Horford, Tillman,
like
all them. 6'8" centers, but nah, bro, y'all need KP for sure.
When nobody in the league potentially can match Boston's A, it's just when they've been able to show it. Like I said, availability, especially with Porzingis, that's like S tier. Like they got A tier and S tier.
He was playing on one leg and they still couldn't stop him. 1 foot.
So I just think that, and it's not a given. Like we see it in football, it's more common in football than basketball. But injuries and just the best team does not win the game all the time. Like more often than not, it doesn't happen actually. So I feel like Boston's the antithesis of Denver in that way, to where like Denver was so boringly consistent, we got tired of watching it, and Boston is very up and down. They're gonna have a stretch. And as much as y'all had, they're gonna have a stretch in the middle of the year where it's gonna be like, who's better, Brown or Tatum? Because Tatum's gonna be not playing that well. They don't have that same. They don't have that same level of consistency.
Manufactured, by the way.
Not well enough to get 3 first-team All-NBA, but yeah, he'll be playing all right.
They're not the same level of consistent that we've seen from, I guess, either like.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown's less consistent. I agree. Yeah.
So no, I don't. I say all that to say that there's no because Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton. Whether we talked about Philadelphia's health, New York, I'll get to them later. But Mikal Bridges can't shoot. For the rest of us. Concerning. And then Milwaukee, same thing health wise. Like Chris Middleton not even going to open the season. So
he already hurt. That wash, rinse, and repeat. Talk about wash, rinse, and repeat.
Why Giannis try to trade himself before the season?
Yeah, if we don't win, buddy, you better hop on the trade block. Y'all ain't winning.
Hey, wait, hold on, bro. Y'all saw that they trying to resign Thanasis, even though the nigga got a torn Achilles.
Bro.
Right?
Somebody somewhere to practice their whole life for an NBA spot, and that's what fucking going.
Anger problems, bro. That's the only thing I can think of.
Tony Snell trying to get an NBA contract to take care of his kids with autism.
Family.
Bro. Thanasis getting the contract, bro.
Yeah, come on, now. Some South Central dude in LA like, damn, I need the Lakers two-way, and they gave that bitch to Brown. Yeah, my son can use it. Come on, bro.
But no, I think I agree with what you're saying about Boston being not the most consistent team, but at the same time, bro, this is a team that won 60 games last year, 64-18. If that's not consistency, I don't know what
crazy.
is.
Oh my God, that's crazy. And we won 40 of them by 20 points?
Yes,
some crazy shit like that.
Didn't lose more than 2 games back to back.
Wow.
Never went on a streak of losing more than 2 games back to back. So
I think Jaylen Brown.
Exactly. So I think you talk about consistency with Boston. I think the consistency is there. I think the biggest issue with Boston is going to be health, especially like we said, with KP, with some of the bigger bodies, especially in this new look East. You look at what New York has added in Cat. You look at what Philly already had in Joel, and then you got Bam in Miami. Obviously, the big man is going to be the biggest area of concern for Boston. But I think looking outside of Boston, because personally, I think they're going back to the finals. But I think if anybody were to give them a run for their money, it would be that New York team. You look at what the steps Jalen Brunson has taken, and I think you add in what Cat brings to that table as a floor spacer, a pick and pop option, giving Brunson more room to work in the mid-range. I think that could be a really good team, especially defensively with the 2 wings they have in OG and Mikal. We talked a lot about Tatum and Brown, who's 1, who's 2, it doesn't matter. They got 2 guys who have been proven to be wing stoppers. So I think the Knicks have the best chance. Do I think that chance is over 50% to beat Boston in the 7-game series? No. But I think they have a fair chance of I'm not going to say a fair chance. I believe they have the best chance of anybody else in the East.
I think that. We texted in the group chat. Who was the biggest there? I think I said a healthy Milwaukee. I think that's what I said, TJ. But yeah,
Glenn
obviously
Rivers is still the coach.
Yeah, I'm glad he said Glenn and not Doc. Glenn.
But I swear to God, I didn't know who he been talking about when he been saying.
Yeah,
Glenn,
we're not using Doc. He's not the Doc of anything. That's Glenn Rivers.
Between that and then I just think that I'm just seeing like how previous shit has gone, like the compatibility and the energy between just all three. Hey, Chris Middleton, they just don't have enough reps playing together. So I'm shifting kind of away from in terms of what Milwaukee can do.
I mean, Unk still got it, but like, can we count on? We seen what Middleton gonna do. He gonna get after, but can we count on you? Availability, best ability. I think that's cheesy, but like some of these teams that can't get their best player on the court would love to see them. They would love to get Chris Middleton for even 50 games. Would they get 25? Maybe 30? Not even 30.
Yeah.
And Bobby,
come on, like if they get Chris Middleton,
bro.
Come on, bro.
Oh,
I guess the PC answer is New York, but like, did they really address the problem? They have a head coach who's known to run players into the ground. Most of the players that he already ran into the ground are still on the team. The coach is there. Cat is pretty injury prone.
And Tibbs got
Mikal
previous
Bridges.
issues with Cat as well. I'm gonna throw that out
Very
there.
I'm saying
strong.
Mikal,
Talking
Not
about
New York at all.
narratives.
Mikal Bridges is the Iron Man. Okay, cool. But you got rid of DiVincenzo.
Can't shoot anymore, apparently.
They're gonna feel DiVincenzo. I think personally they might feel Randall. I think they were okay without him, but like they kind of had to run it through Brunson to see. So if Brunson takes a step back, you might start to feel Julius Randle after a little bit more. But they haven't addressed the problem of health. Like I don't think it's just the players. I think it's whatever they're doing. I think they just put a new motor on a car with no tires. Like it's gonna sound nice. Might put a paint job on it, but when it's I don't know like late March and we're like, damn, Cat missed 30 games. Jalen Brunson broke his pinky toe because he had played 50 minutes a game. Josh Hart hamstrings giving out. We're gonna be like, well, damn, who's gonna do it now? And we're like, who could have seen this coming? Well, when I look back to this, I'm like, they didn't address the issue. So yeah, Josh, you're right. The PC answer is New York. Boston's the biggest threat, but I think the East is a mess just like it was a few months ago. So I guess we just had to see it play out.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think you kind of hit it on the head with losing DiVincenzo as well. You lose a guy who took almost 9 threes a game, shooting at above a 40% clip. That's gonna hurt, bro. That's gonna hurt because Josh Hart is not a proven shooter. You just brought up Mikal Bridges. He was struggling to find his shot in Brooklyn, and I think that's gonna be the hardest issue for them is consistent scoring, especially from the perimeter. You look at a Boston team that puts up 30, 35 threes a game, at a certain point, you just can't keep up, bro.
1 through 5 can shoot. And I mean can shoot. 1 through 5.
Going off that, last year I would say with no primary ball handlers outside of Brunson, last year New York's second best offense and probably second most initiated offense was a DiVincenzo 3. So it's like if you don't have that primary ball handler guy that's gonna hit you a bucket. Man, dribble penetration to kick out to the guy that's shooting over 40%.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, in lieu of obviously you have Cat now, but on that perimeter shooting, and especially the clip that he shot it at, and again, just I get that really hurt. Like there's no reason why him and daddy should be going back and Big Rick Brunson,
But yeah, what I don't understand.
People was hurt behind that trade, bro. Like, bro, they had a whole GQ interview talking about
Exactly, bro. And
like,
I think that's what's gonna fuck him the most, bro.
His job.
Compatibility and chemistry matters, bro.
Did he not earn like job security? Like I understand that it's a business, but like let's be honest, if he doesn't make that wonky ass 3, the Knicks don't even make it past Philly. And we're having a whole different conversation. If he doesn't put up that jank ass 3, a couple of them, I'm not saying he was making janky 3s, but them 2 little janky 3s that helped them beat Philly in that game. Yeah. If he I feel like he earned. Like I said, I understand it's a business, but like, when do we draw the line? When do you earn job security? Nick broke it down for the long-term deals, but like, how did they address that? Like, how did they replace him to where we can say, oh yeah, well, I get it. You can find somebody that can do just what he can do. You didn't. And he was one of the only ones that stayed healthy. When the team fell apart, he was pretty much the only one. Because his game is different, so he's not going to get running down to the ground. But if Mikal Bridges was an Iron Man, I can guarantee you that shit's going out the window. We can put any amount of money you want on it now. His ass ain't playing 82 games. I'll put my life on.
Shit, they might take him out because his jump shot, bro. That shit not going.
when he get to like, I think he had the little magic as a 6-man, and he got a few reps because they had injuries. But I think you see what you're gonna see, like the whole Nova Nixon brotherhood. Like, plus we just assembled a roster of like 3-4 people that have never played together. Like college, shit doesn't count. You have Cat and you have Mikal Bridges. When the fuck would they have ever played together? That's so random.
Crazy.
That's wild. Like the chemistry matters. I don't know who said it, but it matters.
Here's where I'm going to interject my little sleeper Joan. Whatever. Man, first of all, you got Orlando. I think Orlando is a legitimate threat to Boston.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Talk about wing stoppers. 2 of the best, one of the best in the league. Franz Paulo's becoming a defensive non-liability the way he wasn't in college. Obviously, you're going the other way. 2 of the tough shot creators and makers. You add a guy with championship middle in KCP to not even address their biggest need, shooting. Franz Wagner just forgot to shoot. He was like a 40% guy at Michigan. That was weird.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
he
He
kind
was
of
just
finds,
taking bad looks last year, bro.
yeah.
okay, I liked Orlando, but I wasn't watching a ton of their games. But I know he could.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a dribbling bag, so like he just would end up
Exactly.
taking like nasty ass like contest and like if I'm playing with Paolo, like I know I'm not gonna see he's not a ball hog, but like he doesn't take the best shots himself. So like they had one of the worst offensive initiations you will ever see. Like it's give Paolo the ball, pass it around. Oh, here, take a grenade. Like they don't have a real point. Like
Point
Oh
guard.
God, bro.
I think that kind of like messed Franz up because they take grenades a lot.
Yeah.
They shoot a lot of grenades.
You want to have Suggs out there, but yeah, he's not a pure point. But like it's like for me that Cleveland Orlando series one of the most interesting, because people forget about Donovan Mitchell, how cold he is in the playoffs. But again, like Orlando's, I've been high on Paulo the past couple of years, and I think that they have a squad made for the playoffs in terms of getting easy, being long, athletic, and being able to have guys that can make tough shots. I just think with, like I said, the addition of KCP, Gary Harris is still there, guy that can space out, and this could be the year, or they could be 1 year away. But this is the year we've seen Leaf like this, kind of like mid-tier playoff team to like that upper echelon. OKC last year, I do think that Orlando is, is that they're in the lane right now? They're designated for a jump like that with the guys they got, especially with Paulo in his, maybe not even his prime yet, coming up on his prime.
You think he's gonna make that jump into superstar mode, or he'll just be an all-star every year?
I think he's very near that superstar mode, but everything Josh said is cool. With the same problems they had last year, they still got this year. So it's like I don't think much changes for them. Hopefully Anthony Black takes another step because I think he's the better true point guard out of the three. Looking at Jalen Suggs,
Suggs just got paid. They got him for the long term.
Yeah, but looking at Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Anthony Black, I think Anthony Black is the best true point guard out of those three.
That's
But
crazy.
I mean, I'm talking true point guard in terms of facilitating and being able to set other guys up.
Yeah.
But I like what Jalen Suggs provides on the defensive end and the tenacity he brings. He's a Josh Hart kind of guy to me. Cole Anthony is more of a scoring point, and like I said, Anthony Black is the guy who's gonna play the game the right way, set the table, and provide you with a little bit of scoring, but he's gonna be like a 10, 12 point per game kind of guy. But regardless, they didn't address the issues of offensive creation and offensive initiation, not creation, because Paulo is a guy who can get a bucket whenever he wants. Franz has shown he can get a bucket. But I think those same offensive initiation problems are going to continue to plague them throughout the year, especially when you get to the playoffs and you play a team like a Boston who's been there, who's won it, and who has that experience to kind of, hey, y'all new on the block, let's go and get y'all the fuck up out of here. You feel me? Even though Boston struggled with them in the regular season last year.
TJ said that changes the dynamic for Denver, not losing KCP, but Orlando doesn't gain that privilege.
I mean, when has KCP ever been an offensive initiator? That's what I'm saying.
But he did for like 20 points, 15 points.
But he gets his 2015 off of 4 or 5 catch and shoot opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Catch and shoot, running the lane. Like he's not a guy who's all right. I'm bringing the ball down, pick and roll. Exactly.
Well, at least he's I was saying he's like willing. Like y'all talking about Suggs. Suggs' problem, he's not a willing. Like a lot of the problem with these offensive guys, they're not willing. KCP is willing. Christian Brown is not a willing scorer, and you're about to roll him out for 82 games. I think that's a problem. That's all it was.
Okay.
No, I just think that you're definitely right. Like that was especially in the playoffs. Cleveland's a good defensive team. It was definitely some putrid to steal or some putrid offensive possessions.
No cap.
For them. But
talking about Cleveland, they not a threat either in my mind.
Who's the coach? Who's the coach now in Cleveland?
Not Bickerstaff.
Yeah. I say Bickerstaff gone. I think that's a problem right there. We don't know the coaches.
Kenny Atkinson. It's an interesting one.
Where'd he come from?
I want to say he was on the Warriors bench last year.
Oh, yeah.
And they made no changes. They did not get better at all.
Yeah.
Let me say this. And I'll put it like, because we're throwing shit out there. This is my little sneaker, my future bet. They don't change anything. They had the exact same season they had last year. What does that get you? A young team with a starter's prime, won a game 7 away from a fourth round playoff series win.
Wait, you said young team?
You got Franz and Paulo both
Oh.
under 20.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the Cavs. Oh,
I thought you was
Oh.
talking about the Cavs too.
we
Nah.
passed that.
Nah. You got if they changed nothing about their season last year, again, you got a team where both of your stars are under 25 that took a proven playoff killer in Donovan Mitchell to game 7.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just willing to build. I'm
Oh
willing to
yeah.
buy.
The Magic just need like one more player. They need a willing offensive initiator, and they'll be fine. Like I look, me and Vance love us some Paolo. That mug is. Just give him 2 years.
Yeah.
Give him. We're gonna be talking about him. Like I hate to say this, but like he has like. I don't want to say that LeBron back, but the way he's so big and fast, and he can play the point, like it's just a little bit LeBron-esque. I don't know if he's gonna take that leap, but like he does what LeBron does. He might not represent that yet. Maybe he won't get there, but like your biggest, strongest athlete is your most dominant scorer, and he's your best passer. If the shoe fits.
Yeah, man. You know, I like him to Carmelo, bro.
No cap.
Okay.
No cap. I just hope he don't have the same career trajectory as Carmelo. No
Let me
disrespect.
ask y'all about this last.
At least he passes.
Miami Heat last 15 years getting to the NBA Finals is in the culture, man. Do they have a window still, or is
Heat
it
culture
closed?
is over with, bro.
Oh,
yeah, that's it. We gotta move past that in 2024.
Exactly. That shit is played, bro.
That's crazy.
Black Air Force energy don't win you games.
I'm saying like,
bro.
okay, so can you explain to me why they would have a window? And my only condition is you can't say the words Jimmy Butler.
I mean, they got good young talent. No, I mean Jimmy Butler is like.
No, you can't say Jimmy Butler. You can't say it.
Okay, so you can't say you got Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Asia Wilson's man, Nikola Jokic. He's coming up. He's still Jaime Jaquez is pretty good. I'm just looking down this roster, and it's still a pretty damn good roster. Kelly Ware probably gonna be all rookie on an all rookie team.
Yeah.
Even Josh Christopher, he looked good in summer league. He's been looking good in preseason. No Diddy.
I'm not gonna. You see how it says no salary next to his name? That
Yes,
brother will
bro.
be spending time in Sioux Falls.
All right, we'll see.
Hold
We'll
on.
see.
Dude,
What was the twin? Caleb Martin, bro? No, I knew Caleb Martin. He's playing. He's in the Heat culture now. It's different. Heat culture is something. Literally.
No, they're gonna punch above their weight for sure. I don't think they deserve consideration in this discussion. But I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, how about this? I'll expand. What playoff team can they be, or will they be, that we think is going to be a playoff team?
Like beat them in the playoffs, by the way, not still a regular season game or two.
Yeah, like they will get. Let's say they get Indiana first round. Come on now.
I mean, they probably will win. It's gonna be
okay.
It would be close. It would be closer to what
people. Okay, so would you not take a fully healthy Miami versus Philadelphia missing Paul George and a banged up Embiid?
A banged up Embiid, yes. A healthy Embiid, no.
I would take full strength Miami over. I would say full strength Miami with healthy Embiid and no Paul.
They could beat the Knicks.
You want me to tell you why? Bam getting 2 fouls in the first quarter guarding Embiid, and it's fucked from there.
But
and you can't count on shit. You cannot count on Tyler Hero to even be on that playoff roster, in the rotate. Like, come on now. Like, we're talking about if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If I was Paul Skeens, I'd be doing Livy, but I ain't. So Tyler Hero can't stay on the court. The name I said you can't say, he damn sure can't stay on the court. We're talking about. We forgot about Terry
Miami. Who wins?
What's it again?
Orlando versus Miami.
Orlando. I'm thinking Orlando.
Okay.
I'm taking.
I can understand you thinking Orlando.
Okay, I don't.
It is a discussion.
Okay, look. Let me say it like this: it's a playoff series, and Miami has playoff experience. So I don't want to make it seem like it's a wash, but I just think I wouldn't count on the team to be healthy. And Orlando just went 7 games with a team that I think is good with literally no offensive cohesion. I'm talking about some of the worst offensive possessions, playoff games you will ever
like grit and grind Grizzlies stuff.
You will ever lay your eyes on. We're talking about they just showed up to college freshman year. All right, I'm gonna see what I got ass offense. Just go out and have fun ass offense. Give it your best shot ass offense. But you got all stars all in the lineup. But why the fuck are we going out here yeah, guys, I don't know what are we gonna do. Cleveland has so much firepower, and they still. I'm talking about terrible offensive possession. Paolo is still coming up the court. It's 16 seconds. He's going to give it to somebody. Jonathan Isaac ain't finna do nothing with that mug. Wendell Carter ain't finna do nothing with it. Give it back. All right, now we at 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jalen Suggs, you dribble around. Damn. No shot. Give it back to Paolo. Paolo, back up. Fade away. We had 1 second. And they're going to do that for like half the game. And they got 57 points in the third quarter. And you're like, damn, why'd I put money on this game?
Yeah.
Wait, they won. Yeah, so Orlando.
The other team got like 52.
I'm saying.
Bro,
They playing AFC football on a basketball court. It's 67, 69 going in the fourth quarter. Some real ugly.
For sure.
New segment presented by Nappy Wings coming to y'all. First edition. Hot takes presented by Nappy Wings, man. Let me hear y'all's NBA hot takes for this upcoming season. TJ, I'm going to start with you because I know you got something on your mind.
I think one of the top 3 teams that were duking it out for that first seed was OKC, Minnesota, and Denver. I think one of those teams are going to miss the playoffs entirely. That would be my hot take.
That's crazy. If you want a hot one, I'll give you one. It's going to be the defending Western Conference champions missed the playoffs, the Dallas Mavericks.
Very hot.
Ooh. Josh?
I don't know how. Dang, y'all came in the game. I think mine be maybe a little milder. Jalen Brunson does not make an All NBA team. I think that they got worse. I just like you said, all their players. I think how people looked at him was tied to their success. I don't think they're gonna be this good this year. And small guard, little chubby nigga, I get out the way.
And to close it out, my hot take: we will be seeing the 2016 James Harden this NBA season.
Wow.
He said y'all saw Luka get to the finals essentially playing my play style that y'all said wouldn't work. I think Harden comes out this season, especially with no Kawhi, with some shit to prove, with obviously a roster that is not very good in the absence of Paul George. So I think we might be seeing the real old Harden. Shout out to Lucky, man.
Speaking of
50 on the bitch.
Speaking of 2016, we need 2016 Ben Simmons back. That's what we need. That's another hot take.
It's coming.
One.
It's coming.
The final hot take.
Pistons play in action, anybody? You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
I give them 35 games.
No.
I give
Who
them
they
35
get? Kevin Knox? No. They got the light skinned dude out of Philly.
They got Tobias Harris.
Plays real hard.
Tobias Harris, yeah, same.
Ron Holland plays real
But
hard.
they got Tobias Harris, Malik Beasley. They just have a weird collection of old and young talent.
The Avengers of get off my team. you can go. Here's the door. The Avengers of we'll show you the door.
Yeah, bro.
That's the Avengers of we don't need you, Bell.
Hey, I came out with a bang. I had to see got it float.
You know what, Josh? I'll give them. How many games they win last year? 18.
Double their win total.
I'll give them 30 plus. I think they'll be scrappy enough to win 30 games.
With JB Bickerstaff?
Yeah, okay, well put a hot take on it. They get out of the lottery. Maybe.
I mean, if they get 35, that means what Cato.
Really, my hot take was the Nets will be worse. Will have the worst record in league history. But I was like,
what? Come on, bro. Cam Thomas wouldn't let that happen.
I mean, you might have to click that one because I'm like,
that's crap.
But how competitive the West, competitive, not even the West, like because they're not in the West, but just how good the league is. Like we need an expansion team, literally. What team are you gonna look at them besides Portland? And be like, they even have a chance, not even beat. I like Scoot Henderson over anybody on Brooklyn. They may win like 7 games.
What about the Wizards?
Okay, but why are we assuming that the Spurs are going to be
the Wizards too?
What about the Spurs?
I'll talk, bro.
They added a 40-year-old Chris Paul
and Harrison Barnes.
Why who's the next best player? Nick Claxton, Cameron Johnson.
That's not that. You know what? That's not that bad of a take. I think Portland is the Nuggets of the ass team. They're like they're the best of the ass teams.
Yeah.
Portland can beat anybody in the league on a given night.
I'm
sorry, let's be honest.
Y'all got Kuz and Poole fucked up.
Oh no. How do we feel about Toronto? Are they like in the middle somewhere?
Bro, them niggas said at their media day, we're not finna win this year.
Wow.
You know what, Josh? I don't hate that because that roster is terrible.
The Nets have no players sniffing the caliber of Kate Cunningham. And the Pistons was trying to win last
year. You sleep on Cam Thomas.
The Nets ain't really trying to win for real. They really the only team in the league.
You sleep on Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is him.
Look at this Louisiana that shit coming.
Well, wait, I'm just saying.
I'm a Cam Thomas truther too. I ain't gonna
Cam Thomas, him. What's a little light skin dude? Jalen Wilson. He can hoop. You still got Ben Simmons. You got Claxton. They're bad, but they're not.
I'm not gonna lose precious time with my girlfriend on the first night debating the quality of Cameron Thomas and Jalen Wilson basketball. I will not do that, brother. I will. It's not even a her thing. It's just a me thing. I can't let that be the reason. Hey, man.
Ball hooping is hooping.
It's not a historically bad.
Yeah, like
Yes, it is.
you would just have to be right about a hot take. Like on paper, I can't justify that, but like Jalen Wilson, most improved. Mark it down right now.
Boy, niggas just be ready to lose money.
Donations. They ain't doing nothing but donations.
Come on, a mixed nigga named Jalen as a hooper. That's attribute. That's 99 sliders right there. You don't get no better than that.
So to close this episode out, man, I feel like it's only one right way to do this. We done talked all about NBA. So call it now, bro. Call your shot. Who is your finals matchup and your eventual NBA champion? And yes, this shit will be getting replayed in March, April, whenever playoffs get started. So please make an educated guess. Josh, I'm gonna let you start first, man.
Man, you gave like who? Because now y'all used to be doing me. Now I'm a little concerned. Boston, I think first of all. I think
All right, fair
we
enough.
haven't seen a champion with that feeling like they're not a champion in a long time. So I think they come to get their lick back. Memphis? Can I say that, bro? I don't want to be.
Nobody said anything about Memphis whole episode, so somebody had to do it.
Hey, I've been waiting.
Somebody had to do it.
No, what I just say. When I'm emphasizing compatibility, this group has played together. Like this is one of the most compatible groups, like longest running
elite coaching
in the league.
One of the best coaches in the league.
Jaren Ja and Dez, Taylor Jenkins, high level coach. Again, a guy that's been with the group a long time.
Elite coach.
Motivations, they're obviously coming, just all the stuff with Ja. We was here live when y'all found out how not big a fan I was of Edey.
Yeah. A great night, by the way.
It's looking like he's provided everything that I think they need to provide in terms of rebounding, rim protection, trying to be an enforcer. But, like I said, the problem was somebody needs to rebound besides Jaren, and somebody needs to be able to protect the rim when Jaren's not in and set screens for Ja. He's checking all those boxes with flying colors. So, again, trying to stay consistent with my theme, cohesiveness, compatibility, and motivation. I think Memphis has all those up to those slotted at 99. So yeah, I got Boston versus Memphis.
Damn, put that on a t-shirt. Cohesion. What was the other two?
Cohesion, compatibility.
And motivation, was it?
Oh God, that needs to be in a coaching. You need to do a coaching summit or something, bro.
Go get your Wilson.
Like we said, it ain't the two best teams. I think always. I think it's the two teams that are ready for the moment, and I got the biggest motivation to get back.
I mean, wait, why is Memphis not the best team on paper at the West? I mean, that's 1 through 5. What are they missing?
I don't think OKC's definitely the best team on paper.
Definitely.
First of all, I mean, we ain't done it. First of all,
I would say.
And then second of all, we not even healthy.
But I will say this. I will say this. I'm glad we're getting the injury bug now instead of later. I know that shit doesn't correlate.
I'm about to say, like, do we care
but normally for the Grizzlies, them bitches come in a package. Like when one nigga get hurt, everybody get hurt. We saw it with Gigi, then Jaren. I think that's been and Ja in the preseason game. So I think we've got our little bundle of injuries taken care of for now. Hopefully that bug stays away. But I agree with you, Josh. I like our odds. I'm not gonna say I agree with you on the finals matchup pick, but I respect your pick though. I respect that.
Yeah. All I can ask for, man.
Who's coming out? Oh, you said Boston, huh?
Yeah. And because I just think that even the way we discuss them in like the media discourse, like we don't talk about them like defending NBA champions. And A, they are, and B, again, they got the most talent. And they literally figured it out in front of us last year. So they didn't have to go through Jokic, which is a problem. They gotta figure that shit out. But it's not like you speak game though.
No. I was saying like even on a random Tuesday, Jaylen Brown said on a random Tuesday they just give the ball to Peyton Pritchard run the offense to him and Sam Hauser.
And that shit works. Because Sam Hauser had a 30-point game last year, by the way.
Of course, specialist. How you even pull that shit off the NBA? Like what?
Yeah, he came in literally like on basically a Hail hook and ladder of NBA, and this shit went straight in.
No, that's his steez. Like they be subbing him in. Like, hey, knock this 50-footer down real quick. Like I don't know how you acquired that.
All the way online, so you could tell that shit was going.
And I also while we're talking about like this little sidebar Celtics shit. Just as a Patriots fan, I want to throw this in. The Celtics, like play fucking football instead of practicing basketball because we're so fucking good. And I saw a comment under a team post that said the Celtics are better at football than Jalen Polk, and I have to agree. But
that's crazy.
anyway, if we're going finals matchups, I think my finals matchup for sure, Boston, and my eventual champion is Boston. But going back to what I said earlier, I think this is the year Phoenix puts it together with a competent point guard, a guy who can initiate that offense and let KD, Book, and Beal fall into their natural roles. So I like Phoenix making it to the finals this year. Kind of like what Josh said, I feel like they have something to prove after two disappointing seasons with Book and KD. So I think this might be the year that Phoenix kind of puts it together and makes that push to the finals.
Wow. You believe in him that? I mean, I just can't believe him in that much to make that kind of thing.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Ill. Yeah.
I put my faith in Kevin Durant, bro. Like Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen in this game.
Yeah.
And I think even you look back that year in Brooklyn, bro, he was half an inch away from sending that Brooklyn team to the finals without Kyrie and Harden, bro.
Yeah.
I think KD is still that same player. And I think that's going to be a big reason as to why Phoenix gets to the heights that I think they can reach.
I believe in KD too. It's just their roster's not talented enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't know when I should have tears saying this, but if it's true with Braun, it's true with KD too. Like it's just their individual great. It ain't enough. Like TJ said earlier, they don't live. And I mean, I'm not disparaging your pick because I generally agree with like KD's gonna be able to get 20 on anybody till the day he dies. Like, but I think from my perspective, this is what we've seen, like you said, in Brooklyn, even in Phoenix. Like, KD can get his. KD can get hot and be unstoppable, and it still not be enough. So I think I worry about that.
But that's my point though. Bringing in a guy like Ty is Book and Bill fall into their natural roles instead of having Book playing point guard and trying to set up for KD. Book can be a guy who's getting set up for and get his 20 easy like he can. Bill can get his 20 easy like he's used to. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just brings more cohesion to that Phoenix team. And I think the product on the court will be better because of that. So that's kind of why I'm picking them to make it to the finals this year.
Listen, man, if everybody was healthy and like in playoff time, I probably would pick the Knicks. I think they're the most talented, top-heavy, top 7 players. But I don't think that's going to happen. Somebody's going to be injured for the Knicks to come playoff time. And I think the Celtics are going to be healthy. They're just going to find a way. Just because they got that championship pedigree is their time now. So I'll go ahead and give it to the Celtics. Out of the Western Conference, I love the Grizzlies. But for some reason, I think it's going to be the Timberwolves this year. Just for the fact, I love the 2 rookies that they added in THJ and Rob Dillingham. They still got Nas Reed. He's still going to be in the paint and shooting threes. Probably the best shooting big man besides Cat, who they traded. But I like the Timberwolves versus the Celtics in the finals this year.
All right. I'm going to regret this. I'm going to really regret this. But I just think it's time. What better year than a year where no one is talking about this team? 2, what I feel like are all-time great players. I'm going to regret this.
I know where this is going.
Oh, I'm going to regret this. Give me the all-time title-leading matchup. Give me Boston and give me the Lakers.
Fuck.
Oh, wow.
Give me Boston. Give me the Lakers.
That's a nice storyline.
Look.
Bronny James versus Deuce at halftime.
I'm just gonna say this. What better way to describe the parody of basketball than for a team that we talk about them in terms of like media, but we hardly give them actual basketball respect. What better year for a team to come up? The West is wide open. We have injuries, we have rookies, we have new deals, new teams, new coaches. I think they get to the playoffs every year. If they don't have to play Denver, we will be talking about the Lakers in a completely different light, especially in the playoffs. Like they're just a team that just had their number. When a team just beat you, sometimes there's nothing you can do. They just like it's just the bugaboo.
That +5 multiplier and shit. That's
what I'm saying. Like it's just like the bugaboo of them beating you is kind of like, damn, we don't want to lose again, and so you kind of forget. I know it might be crazy. You all picked, y'all had intelligent picks and backed it up with these facts and all this shit. Give me the Lakers, give me Boston, and we'll check back up on this. We'll check back up on this. You said I figured you like it. We'll check back up on this. This might have zero basketball intelligence to it whatsoever.
And I can live.
And I can live with that. Give me Boston, and give me the Lakers, and we'll fight for that last banner. We'll see who gets it. So that you know what? That's what I'm going with.
That's kind of
Very
hard, bro.
Louisiana of you.
That's
You
kind of
heard me?
hard, bro. Especially like you think about it, like Josh said earlier. Tatum dunked on Braun, Tatum's rookie year. Be crazy as fuck. Tatum dunk on Braun again to send him into retirement. But
Hell nah. If the Lakers get there, they winning that thing, bro. He gonna own the East one
nobody
final
think
time.
no, I'm not gonna lie,
He
bro.
gonna own the
That
East
would
one
be
final time.
insanely Disney scripted if the Lakers win that shit.
Bronny come in, Bron twist his ankle,
Yeah,
Bronny
bro.
come in for home game.
He got run
winning.
into the Kings so he can beat DeRozan one final time.
We did it.
Adam Silver gonna Adam Silver couldn't steal it by himself and dunking and read that shit more.
So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to this very special NBA edition of No Cap Sports, man. We back. We in action. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe.